All right, today we're diving deep into one of the most mysterious, most profound texts ever written. Think of it as a guide, an ancient map that lays out step by step exactly what happens after we take our last breath. I mean, it's the ultimate question, isn't it? The one that's kept us up at night for thousands of years. Do we just poof, vanish into nothing? Or is there something else, a new reality waiting just across the threshold?
Just try to imagine it. For everyone else, it's over. The machines are turned off, people start to grieve, you're gone. But from your point of view, oh, for you, the journey is just getting started. You're still there, still aware, as the world you knew just slips away.
Yeah, forget all the stories you've heard about pearly gates or waiting in line at some kind of cosmic DMV to get your final assignment. What if all of that is wrong? What if this ancient map is right, and the entire afterlife, the whole shebang, is a journey that takes place inside the landscape of your own mind? So, the map we're going to use for this exploration, well, it's got some pretty staggering implications. For more than 1,000 years, this knowledge was hidden, kept secret, only for the most dedicated students. It's called the Bardo. Now, you've probably heard of it as the Tibetan Book of the Dead. It's basically an instruction manual for what they call the Bardo, a 49-day intermediate state your consciousness goes through between lives. And this isn't about faith, it's about a process.
And this part is absolutely crucial. This isn't a holy book you're supposed to just believe in. Not at all. It was designed to be a practical, step-by-step guide, a map, for the consciousness to use to navigate the single most important journey it will ever take.
Okay, so the journey kicks off the instant your last breath leaves your body. And right here, at the very beginning, is your single greatest chance to get off the merry-go-round of life and death for good. The moment your awareness leaves your body, bam, you're confronted by this brilliant, overwhelming, all-consuming light. But here's the kicker. This light isn't coming from somewhere else. The book says this is the clear light of reality. It is you, your own true nature, totally pure and unfiltered.
The test here is almost deceptively simple. There's really only one instruction. Recognize that light as yourself. That's it. If you can just surrender, let go, and merge with it, the game is over. You've won. Instant liberation. No more reincarnation.
Sounds easy enough, right? I mean, just one moment of recognition. So why did the text say that almost nobody passes this first most important test? Well, it's all because of our good old friend, the ego. That part of you, the me, with your name, your memories, your story, it absolutely freaks out. It doesn't see homecoming, it sees annihilation. It's terrified of dissolving, so it recoils. It shies away from the light in terror. And in that split second, you fall unconscious, deeper into the next stages of the Bardo.
So you failed the first test. You wake up, and now things get personal. This is the phase where you come face to face with everything you've carried inside you, because the contents of your mind are about to project themselves outward as your new reality.
First, you meet what they call the peaceful deities. Now, these aren't gods from some other dimension. They are radiant, beautiful projections of your own best qualities, your compassion, your wisdom, your love. But if you fail to recognize them as you, they fade away, and they're replaced by their opposites, the terrifying, wrathful deities. And this gets at a really deep psychological truth, doesn't it? These horrifying, monstrous demons aren't some external evil force. They are you. They're every bit of rage you ever swallowed, every piece of guilt you buried, every fear you refused to acknowledge. This is your shadow self, finally unleashed and made real. If you run from these projections, literally running from yourself, you fall even deeper into the journey. And you arrive at what you might call the climax. A complete and total review of your past life. But believe me, this is no simple movie night. This is what the book calls the mirror of karma. You don't just remember your life, you experience it all over again. But here's the twist. For every single thing you did, you feel the full impact it had from the other person's point of view. You're basically forced into a state of radical empathy. So, let's say you were cruel to a coworker to get ahead. At the time, you probably told yourself it was necessary. But here in the mirror of karma, click, the perspective flips. You're not you anymore. You are them, and you feel their shock, their betrayal, the deep ache of their pain as if it's your own, with absolutely no filter.
See, this isn't punishment from some angry god on a throne. There are no excuses, no justifications, no yeah but. You judge yourself.
because you're forced to feel the raw, undeniable truth of your actions. And remember, this goes for the good stuff too. You get to feel every ounce of joy and love you brought to others just as intensely. It's the ultimate reality check.
Now, this whole journey might sound terrifyingly out of your control, but here's the thing. This book isn't really a guide for the dead. It's a guide for the living. It practically screams at you that you can and you must train for this journey while you're still alive. The key to all this preparation comes down to understanding and mastering what many traditions call chi or prana. And look, this isn't some mystical woo-woo concept. It's the vital life energy that's animating you right now. Learning to feel it and guide it is the single most important skill for staying conscious after you die.
The core idea is simple, but powerful. Death doesn't magically make you aware. The level of consciousness you cultivate right now is the level you take with you. If you're living on autopilot, guess what? You're going to enter the Bardo on autopilot, confused, lost, and completely reactive.
So how do you actually train? Well, it starts with really simple practices. Just becoming aware of your body, feeling it, using your own breath to calm your mind and get your energy in check, and learning how to hold a clear, focused thought. That right there, learning to direct your own mind, is the main event. It's the skill you'll need to navigate the Bardo.
You know, in the end, this ancient map of dying is really a map for living. It completely reframes our entire existence. The great test isn't waiting for us somewhere down the line. The test is happening right now. Every moment you choose to be aware, every time you face your own shadow, every act of kindness, that is the preparation. So the real question isn't what comes next. It's what are you doing right now?